In my opinion, the quickest way you can waste your life is by stressing over little insignificant details. Let me tell you a story. I had people in my life where they would stress about everything all the time. Like, I mean, everything. Like whether the dishes were put away in a specific order in the cabinets, or whether I slammed the door on the car or not. And I'll tell you one time that I really realized the extent of this was when this person was driving their car, and their car ended up hitting a small snowbank that was kind of had some ice in it. So it ended up scratching a little bit of the mud flap next to the back wheel, and it was not visible by looking at the car. It was underneath the car actually, and so I went, like, I was hearing everyone stressing and making this sound like the car had like a dent in it, and then I go out there to see what had happened, and it was like that big. Maybe it was like small, right? And it was something I wouldn't have even been upset about at all. But this was causing everybody a massive amount of stress. This was a very week and month altering event, and it made me realize that in this society we live in, people are just overstimulated with every little event that happens in their life. And that's no way to live, because if you spend every second of your day worrying about the littlest thing that happens, you're going to spend your whole day looking into the future thinking, what if? And you're eventually, if you do that for every day, 24/7, you're going to waste your life away. You're going to live a life where you just thought of the future all the time and never actually lived in the present moment. I can't even express how important this is, because it's one of those realizations that I had that made me realize that I am wasting my life. Like, this is the quickest way to waste your life. This is why I'm making this video about this, and I'm dedicating an entire video, because I truly think that is one of the easiest ways to just let your life slip away, is by just stressing about every little detail. And so I'm going to hit you with a Bible verse, because God knows all. So I'm going to bring you guys in the Bible here to Matthew chapter 6, verse 25. And this is what Jesus has to say about worrying. What he says is, "That is why I tell you, do not worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food and drink or enough clothes to wear. Isn't life more than food, and your body more than clothing? Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your heavenly Father feeds them. And aren't you far more valuable to him than they are? Can all your worries add a single moment to your life?" That sums it up right there. That is the biggest, that is huge. That's one of my favorite verses in the entire Bible, because it is so important and something that people nowadays in their modern society are struggling with so much. I see it everywhere. Everyone is so concerned about, like, even an assignment in school. And like, assignments are important, but they're not that important, right? These things are not that important. They're not worth ruining months or weeks over, right? There's something you can say, okay, this is something I need to get done. But you say, all right, if it were to all just go up in flames right now, I'm still going to be okay. Because that's exactly what God is saying here. He's saying he provides for even the birds, right? Even the birds who are just animals, and we have more value than them. We are more valuable to God than the birds, and he still feeds the birds every day. And you don't see the birds worrying. Why are we worried? Why are we worried? We are going to be provided for because God loves all of us, and we are the most valuable creation. So that alone should say, let's stop worrying about things, But even from a secular point of view, you look at people who are stressing about every single thing every day. They're just looking into the future. Like, they're not living in the moment that they're in. So their entire life is going to be spent just not present. And it's sad. It really is sad. It is tragic, in my opinion. Jeff, definitely one of the most tragic things I think that I have, and the most tragic realization that I've come through, definitely in my life. And like, guys, we're here for a limited time. We're not here forever on this earth, right? And we need to be using our time wisely. We can't be wasting time. And people who are stressing over these things might be saying, no, this is productive because, I'm making sure everything's good, everything's in the right order. I'm overanalyzing all this stuff. No, just take a second and breathe. The things that really matter in this life are what God is planning for you. And God doesn't plan the small details. God will take care of those small details without you even noticing. Just trust him with that. Give that all up to him, because that's all you need to do. Like, God doesn't ask us to care about the littlest things. He said, don't even worry about what you have to eat or drink. Like, and there's people out here worrying about like whether the dishes are stored in a certain rack, or like where if everything in the kitchen is absolutely tidy and everything, the floor is mopped, everything, it has to be like that every day constantly, or they'll be in like agony worried about it. There's some people like that, and I've been around lots of people like that, lots of people, and I tell you, it is no way to live. And it spreads to everyone around. So like me personally, who wasn't super affected by that, I got affected by that for a long time. It was passed on to me because I was around it so much. And I began to start living like that and caring about these little details that didn't matter at all. And then I started looking into what God had to say about it, and it really made sense. So God, back to what I was saying, sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there, but God has a purpose for every single human's life. And God is accounted for all the little things, right? All we need to do is move in the right direction. I heard someone say that God will steer the boat. Like, let's say your life is a boat going down a river. God will steer the boat. You just have to row. You just have to keep it moving forward. That's all you have to worry about. You have to ask God, okay, what is, you have to see what God is asking of you. And once you have that in your head, then you just push forward in like even generally in the right direction, and God is gonna steer that boat perfectly up there for you. And I think a lot of people don't remember this. It's something that a lot of people forget, and it's easy to forget because I also forgot it for a long time, and I still struggle with it every single day. But it's a great reminder that like we are taken care of. We are good. God will provide for all of us, and it's okay. Like, everything's going to be okay. If something doesn't go the way you expect it to, it's going to be okay. And that's just life, honestly. You're never going to escape that. No amount of planning and preparation will ever stop you from having issues. Issues are a part of life. We need to stop viewing issues as something that are disrupting our lives and view them as something that is part of life and something you should welcome into your life. Because when you have problems, that means that you're overcoming challenges. And that is what the human being, us as a species, the human organism created by God, was created to do, was to overcome problems. We live in a world that is full of problems. There's no escaping problems, right? No matter what you do, even if it's like the easiest life ever, that in and of itself is a problem. Like, if you choose to be lazy and do nothing, you're going to get fat. You're going to get out of shape. That's a problem, right? So it's like there's always going to be problems and a certain amount of suffering in life. But it's just the amount that you care about the little individual things that occur every single day. And if you can free yourself from caring about these little details, your life just opens up, because now all that really matters is the big stuff, right? All that matters is what you really want to do with your life and your day. And all the little things will just fall into place. You just say, you know what, it's okay. Like, if a cup isn't washed and put in the dishwasher or whatever, it's okay. If the car gets a little scratch on it, it's okay. And like, yeah, the value of the car may go down, but it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know how to say it anyway. It doesn't matter. And like, a lot of these people won't want to hear that it doesn't matter, because in their own head, it does matter. But we need to have a mindset shift. A mindset shift. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. Like, the only thing that matters is what's between you and God and your family. So if you just put those things at the center, just you put God at the top and everything else underneath him, and these little things especially at the bottom, just keep those right at the bottom, where they belong, because God has it covered. You're okay. And even if you don't believe in God and you're watching this, those little things have such a little effect on your day, right? Like, whether let's say there's a scratch on your car again, like, the car still works, you still have a great car to drive, just drive it. Like, don't give it a second thought. Because yeah, there might be a little inconvenience down the road, but you've gotten through every other little inconvenience in your life so far. I'd have no problem assuming that you'll do better, or that you'll be fine doing this. So, with that being said, it's just about prioritizing the big stuff and all these little things that you may be stressed out, but just when you feel that stress, just say, hold on. It's okay. That's all. It's just a mindset shift. It's just getting in the daily habit of saying, okay, this doesn't really matter. If something doesn't exactly go my way, it doesn't matter. Because I'm sure by now you've probably noticed that it never does go your way. It never does. And it never will. It will sometimes, but like everything is not going to go your way. Like, some things will go your way, of course. but not everything is going to go your way. There's always going to be something that happens that you're like, oh man, I wish that didn't happen that way. That's just the life. That's the reality of living in the universe we live in, that's driven towards chaos, right? Everything that is in order will fall into disorder, right? That's like a law of our universe, right? That's how it all works. So the main thing, the main message of this video, if you're going to listen to anything I've said here, is just everything that's a little detail, a little small inconvenience in your day, just before you get upset about it or angry about it, just stop for a second, pause and say, take a deep breath, go, it's okay. And if you're a believer in God and Christ like I am, just know God's got it taken care of. You are more valuable than even the birds to him. He's got it taken care of. All the little stuff, all the fluff in life, he's got it taken care of. And you're going to be just fine. All you have to do is seek God, seek his purpose for you, and focus on the big stuff. And guys, I'm currently building a online course about anxiety and digging deeper into how you can overcome anxiety in your life and live a mentally strong and free life. If you guys are interested in learning more, it's first thing in the description.